I put myself between the charging ogre and our wizard, and raised my shield to deflect his blow.
All right, sounds like defy danger to me. Roll plus strength.
Well, that's a 4.
Good news, mark XP. Bad news, the heavy blow tosses you about 20 feet into a pile of what looks like vines. As you land, the vines begin to move around you.
Oh, wait, what? I want to discern realities. Okay, got an 8. That means one question, right? What's about to happen?
As the tendrils begin to make noise and move closer to your friend, it becomes apparent he's about to listen to that D&D podcast.
Why weren't we recording that if Bobby asks Pipsy is a camel thing? That's a fantastic callback joke.
It is. Well, you just repeated it, so I guess I have to leave it in now. So, thanks for making my job more jobby. No,
Chris,
since day one.
You're welcome.
Since day one, nothing has been fixed in post. Nothing.
That's not true. I fixed like 3 things in post. So you have to count those 3 things.
Yeah, one of them was the incredibly funny whale vagina
tangent, which we keep referencing, and fucking nobody knows what we're talking about.
I know,
that's
and
the
isn't
best
it
part.
better that way?
Because it's our noodle incident. God.
All right, so let's get this thing actually started for realsies this time. Thank you, everybody, for downloading this latest episode of That D&D podcast. My name is Chris, and I will be the GM tonight as we are back to playing Dungeon World after a brief hiatus. We are down one person as David is currently having computer problems. Bobby will hopefully be here soon, but why don't we go around and have everybody else introduce themselves and who they will be playing?
Hi, I'm Andrew, and tonight I'll be making references to old jokes that you will never know about. Also, I'll be playing Voltus the Paladin, who is slightly lawful.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'll be playing Orc the Thief.
Hi, I'm Mike Vorger, and I'm not having a stroke, but it'd be funny if it wouldn't be funny. I'm playing Rook, and he phenomenally. All of my words are not here. I'm still having the aphasia from last week.
Renee and or Bobby.
I know. I was waiting for my printer to stop because everybody's like, that scraping sound is loud. So
it was.
I'm sorry. I have things I have to do. What am I doing? Introducing myself. I'm Renee, and I'm playing Sam, my trusty Wolf Max.
Hey, I am Robert, playing the role of Bill, who was absent last week because he was getting drunk with goblins. I return now because of reasons.
Just to let you know, Pipsy is a camel.
Okay, Bill was out drinking camels, but he is back now.
I thought you were known.
I think that one flew right over the radar, but we're going to keep on going. So, last session, the group reconnected with the injured townspeople. You guys brought them back with originally a living...
Changeling?
No, it's another word for it. Doppelganger in tow, which, after some failed coercion by the doppelganger, led to it being brought through the gates much less alive than before.
Things that are real and have existed, Andrew. None of that changeling bull crap.
You all broke up for a week to go tend to some personal business, let's say. Unfortunately, Zarko's task left him a bit weak, so for this week's adventure, he will be bedridden as he rests. Speaking with the dead tends to take a lot out of you, depending on how far gone they are. So we will rejoin the action. A week later, it is currently the 29th day of the month of Falls March, which is kind of October for us. In
Lousy Falls March weather.
Yes. Over the past 2 days, the weather has changed pretty significantly. I went from being somewhat warm to a bitter cold, and some heavy snow has started to fall. So as you all reconvene at your agreed-upon place, which we'll figure out where that is, there's nobody really on the streets, aside from the occasional town watchman or somebody between building to try to get to business or bring food home or something like that. So you're all pretty much left to your own devices, and you clear your mind with the soft crunching of snow under your feet. So, let's see. Voltus, where did you all agree to meet up again after a week's time?
That is a fuck of a question. Let's say by the main gate of town. Voltus tried to get everybody to meet sort of at the training grounds where he spends most of his time, but no one else is having much of it.
All right. So you all gather there. It's probably, say, midday. Who gets there first?
Probably Voltus.
If you're on time, you're late.
Exactly.
So what are you going to do while you wait for everybody else to show up?
Probably just sort of inspect the walls and nearby people for obvious signs of heresy and iniquity and stuff like that.
You sense no heresy amongst the walls or those who stand watch on top of them.
That's weird.
I was pretty sure one of these bricks was fucked up.
Voltus is suddenly on guard.
It's too quiet. So over time, everybody else gathers around. Did you all have anything you wanted to tell each other, or any sort of developments you wanted to share?
Wait, are we anticipating leaving town right away?
I can't remember what happened.
Getting together for the hell of it.
You guys said, you had some shit to attend to around town, and you would meet again in a week to see if there's anything else pressing that you needed to do.
Okay, so we don't really have a goal of leaving town right away yet.
No, not yet. Unless, any one of you has something that you've come across that would require you to do so.
What was the thing that we did?
You remember your love letters and all that?
No, that's why I'm trying to ask that.
It should be in the file in the
Yes, there's notes.
in Roll20.
Mike, there were a bunch of sick people from some magic thing that you helped people out with.
I'm looking at your love letters.
Ooh.
Yeah, because before Oric's leaving town, he has a job to do. So that's why I was just asking.
Chris, I have 2 questions for you.
Sure thing.
First being, how the hell do I get unweak? Which is that -1 to strength penalty I'm currently rocking.
Over the course of the week, you've actually managed to have enough time to rest and center yourself to where you've gotten mostly better from that illness. So, for all intents and purposes, you're fine now. You don't have that debuff.
Sweet. Follow-up question. So, my quest to murder all changelings in current existence. Do you have the vow and/or vows that are required of me?
Didn't realize that was a quest that you had undertaken. Please hold. So your quest is going to be slay changelings, a great blight on the land?
Yeah, every changeling.
Okay.
All of them.
What boons are you picking for that?
Ooh.
We're going to do this, we're going to have to go down the list.
Yep, I'm thinking I'm going to take invulnerability, and it's going to be more of, like, enchantment, like being bluffed or deceived by changeling trickery.
Enchantment?
So you want immunity to, invulnerability to mind-altering enchantments?
Let's go with, yeah. Let's go with senses that pierce lies. Is it 2 or 3?
Up to 2.
Cool. And then, yeah, senses that pierce lies.
Let me see. Let's say, in order to keep your immunity to mind-altering enchantments, you will have to keep a vow of hospitality. So you will have to comfort those in need no matter who they are.
Does that include heretics?
It includes everyone except for who your quest is against.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
So if you see a changeling with a broken foot, you're not going to have to mend him and then kill him. You could just kill him.
Sweet.
But it'd be funnier that way.
It would. It's like a nice montage of like you bringing him to the fire and like nursing him to health, and all of a sudden you poison his soup that one day, and then
we're spooning in some blankets and.
And in order to have the senses that pierce lies, you will have to continue to tell the truth.
Awesome.
The gray area, like if you directly tell a lie, that's one thing. The gray area is, you've got the god of gray areas for now, so you're cool. Also, Andrew, I think you had enough XP to level up, didn't you?
I did, yes. And I'm going to take for my additional move Exterminatus.
Okay, why don't you tell everybody at home what it does?
Exterminatus allows me to speak aloud my promise to defeat an enemy, and I deal an additional 2d4 damage to them. so long, and I deal -4 damage to everything else. And it lasts until either I kill it, or if I admit defeat, then I have to sort of overcome that failure in my god's eyes.
And also on a level up, you get to add 1 to one of your stats. So which would you like it to be?
I will get back to you on that.
Just do it before, or whenever you can, so I can, update it in the Obsidian Portal page as well. Also, to everybody at home, we have an Obsidian Portal page, which we will start linking on all the show notes, because it is kind of long to type out. And it's got a link to an awesome map a person named Enk on the Penny Arcade forums made for us. It's a pretty rad map. You should check it out. It's got an adventure log, which may contain spoilers, depending on when you're listening, as whenever we finish an episode, we write it down. So it helps us remember, and it can also help you remember. And there's a wiki, which we haven't messed with yet, because we may have a bad history with keeping up with wikis. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff on there, so check it out. You guys are still hanging around the gates when a
wild quest appears. I interrogate the yellow exclamation point.
A woman covered in fur-lined robes and a hood comes up to you all. You're the ones who saved the townspeople, right? The injured ones, Marsh?
I lean over to Voltus. Did we save townspeople?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, I have a message from the Saint Sister. Blessed is she who walks among us, and she does a quick little sign. Do you have somewhere warmer that we could talk? Maybe.
Voltus, we have somewhere a little warmer that we can talk.
I didn't feel the cold. But there is probably a tavern nearby.
Sure, let's head there.
Makes me sad that we can't use Brood Awakening again.
We could use neutral grounds.
That's a coffee bar.
Nice.
It's way different.
That's a coffee. Yes, exactly.
And she's cold.
So
wait, where can we get a hot toddy in town?
That's in the red light district.
That's nude troll grounds.
That's the new troll grounds.
The new troll grounds are my new favorite place.
So there are 2 taverns in town. Rook, what are they named?
2 taverns in town?
Yes.
They're both named Denny's, except one of them's nicer than the other.
Oh, these are terrible. The Fisherman's Inn.
Okay.
And the Foul Wand.
The Foul Wand. Okay.
Are we sure that's not in the red light district?
I'm pretty sure we don't want to go there if it is.
Sam, what is the Fisherman's Inn like? That's the one that's closer to the walls of town. So, seeing as you're from the woods, that's probably the one that you've passed by more.
It's a little geared to travelers and tourists, but it's friendly and open, and there's a lot of stuffed fish on the wall, fishing gear on the wall.
So it's kind of nautically
kind of
themed.
kitschy. Yeah, and
It's a dive bar.
It's the
Long John Silver's of taverns.
yes, yes, it absolutely is. But they make some good soup there. It's all right. You can put up with the decorations and overly sea shanty-esque music.
All right. And Auric, what's the Foul Wand like?
It's where all the seamen hang out.
God damn.
We're just setting them up. You'll knock them down.
All right. Anything noteworthy about it aside from it's full of semen?
They serve the cheapest beer anywhere.
Literally anywhere.
Yes, literally.
The drinks aren't as stiff as they used to be.
Okay. From where you guys are, the Fisherman's Inn is closer, but the Foul Wand would be cheaper. So which one do you all want to go to?
The closest one.
Okay. So the Fisherman's Inn. As you come in, a small alarm rune over the door that is rigged to a stuffed fish makes it look over at you and say, "Welcome to the Fisherman's Inn!"
I hope that it's a singing bass,
Yeah.
right?
Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Oh no.
I quickly need to burn this place down.
What would my god say to destroying this? That foul sculpture.
You can pray and find out.
No, I can't. I can't be a dick.
Yes, you can.
The bass might be a changeling. Kill it.
It is talking.
I swear to kill that ass.
A great blight upon the land.
So when you guys walk in, the woman motions towards one of the booths over in the corner. It's one of the bigger ones that's unoccupied, and she asks you all to take a seat, and she says she'll be back in just a minute.
Oh, this is gonna fucking cost me. Do I even have any money?
You guys have about like 50 coin.
No,
I said.
I said I would give my share to Auric because I didn't want any.
You did.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, now I've got this fucking curse of hospitality.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, I'm sure.
After being gone for a week, Bill goes up to Rook and just says, "Hey, you still alive? You're welcome."
Holds the spoon up under his nose.
I thought that I had safely ensconced you in some sort of protective foam and left you buried in the peat moss.
I say you're welcome, and then just vanish into the mist.
Poof! The orc fighter is suddenly a mage.
He's actually just standing behind a small curtain.
So after a minute or two, the woman comes back carrying a tray with bowls of various roasted nuts and wooden mugs full of some sort of steaming alcoholic concoctions. And she puts them down on the table. She goes, "This'll help us warm up. I don't think we've been formally introduced. Who are you all?"
Wait, did she come find us and then ask us who we are?
Yes.
Yes. Has she told any lies yet?
She does not think that you have been formally introduced.
Well, I don't think Rook lies to people. No, it says he's lawful. So, Rook introduces himself as, "I am Rook.
Of the clan Rook? From the city of Rook?
And my question for you is have you considered putting your faith in a higher power?"
She said she was here from some sainted sister, so...
She chuckles a little bit and she goes, You do know who I represent, right?
Rook has spent the last 3 weeks not being Rook, so he may have forgotten. Sainted sister.
I think it's someone that Chris has made up relatively from whole cloth, but she's probably some kind of priesty lady.
Anyone who lives in this town knows of the Saint Sister. It's basically the person who leads the entire town, and as such is considered the head of all of the churches in town. So she's sort of like the mega pope.
Is the space pope reptilian?
Do space popes shit in bears? Wait, no. Bears?
Obviously.
No.
What? No.
They might.
That's
wow.
not how that works. Hey, Bobby.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, you said they might, not hey, Mike.
That is right.
Oh, you guys.
So,
speaking of awkward pauses, so the Saint, you're from the Mega Pope. Why did you come to talk to us? I'm Rook. This is Voltus. Sam and her pet Max. Then we've got Pip the Camel and Oren.
Bill's here too.
And Auric? So speaking of awkward pauses...
Auric.
She looks around and she goes, right. And she kind of, whoever's on one side of the booth, she'll kind of nudge him in a little bit so she can have a spot to sit. She pulls her hood back and she says, "My name's Constance. As I've said before, I come here representing the Saint Sister. Blessed is she who walks among us." And she does the sign again. She says, "Children, our supplies are dwindling. You know what, Voltus, you've seen this person before. How is she affiliated with the Saint Sister?"
Sort of like the, God damn it, I've gone and forgotten the name. The Leo McGarry to whatever the hell the president's name was. President Martin Sheen in West Wing. She sort of handles anything day to day and, like, manages crises, gets people moving in the right direction, and sort of leaves the Sainted Sister some plausible deniability. She can sort of be the hard ass to the Saint Sister's more politic role.
Her softer ass. It's a good face, Renee. Glad it's on video.
I read the chat. I don't know what I was thinking.
Terrible plan.
It's the bottom half of our internet.
We have the YouTube comment section at all times. except with less racism and homophobia and just more nonsense. So she says, children, our supplies are dwindling. Though we have bountiful harvests from the sea, our crops are mostly reliable. Usable water is hard to find. Even worse, the land here is soft and yielding. There's little in the way of rock or metal that we so dearly need to form weapons or maintain our defenses. For the past decade or two, First Conquest has been relatively isolated, save for the occasional visit from a lost explorer or a inquisitive or brave merchant. We need to get supply lines going once again. Many are afraid of us and what we represent. They fear gods and all those who speak for them or try to spread their word. We need to show them that the religious are not crazed, that just because we believe in something that we mean them no harm. We need to show them that we can contribute to their societies much like they can contribute to ours. We would ask that you undertake a great task that we do not ask this of you lightly, but we need explorers to scout the lands nearby and act as emissaries on our behalf, and perhaps establish trade routes, get people to visit, get word out that we are here and that we are open. We welcome those with open arms. Spread the word if you are able, of your gods in particular, or all the gods in general.
What does First Conquest have for trade except for fish?
Gods.
But do they have like some sort of jousting arena or like a circus?
We have talented healers here. We can teach others how to build better defenses. We have many fish native to this area that perhaps could be useful to others. Sadly, since we've been walled up so long, we don't know what other places may need. But if you were to travel and perhaps offer whatever you can in return to these people, or at least get them to be slightly more open-minded to our very existence.
So you know of us, but you don't know us personally. Fully 1/3 of us, our major exports is blood and death.
There is always need for those who would be...
There's always need for blood and death.
That's one hell of an export, actually, Michael. It's a very
Andrew.
convincing export.
For thousands of years, this world has revolved on blood and death. There will always be places that have problems. There will always be ways of taking care of those problems. Perhaps if
Andrew,
you were
you're
to
muted.
offer
Gotcha.
your
So what we'll do
services
is-
in exchange for some boon to First Conquest, the gods would of course be very grateful.
And you want trade, right? You don't want us to just round people up and bring them back?
That's a different kind of trade.
Forced relocation is not something that we desire. Our resources are currently strained as it is, so it would be better if people were to visit and then leave as opposed to being abducted and forced to take
Or
root
basically
here.
the new PR department for First Conquest.
We would
We're
of
carnival
course do
barkers.
all that
Got
we
it.
could to compensate you, and we can send you with amulets, symbols of the town, to show that your word is true, and hopefully they will aid in your quest in some way.
I think as a party, we just got the job of Jane Cobb to the city of Firefly, basically.
Well, what do you keep them for? Public relations.
Exactly.
Some people don't
Sure.
know who Jane Cobb is, so who is that? I mean,
Bobby's
of
just
course I
asking
know who
for
that
other
is,
people.
but
Firefly.
Jane
Inside joke.
Jane Cobb was Adam Baldwin as played by Adam
Okay.
Baldwin in space.
my friend thanks you.
Some people might not know who Adam Baldwin is, so if you could just...
Adam Baldwin Gamergate. Just Google that and
God,
figure
no.
out who Adam Baldwin
Shut the
is.
fuck up. No.
Well, you started it.
I started Gamergate?
Oh god damn it, Bob! What have you done?
Oracle, were you
No.
about to say something?
Yes. Back to what we were actually doing. Will you be providing us with something to travel in, perhaps like cart and supplies?
Taxi.
We could provide you with money to obtain some things. We don't have much in the way of stockpiles of our own to give from.
Could we get someone to just cast like a persistent tensor's floating disk?
I'm not familiar with whatever that is.
It basically does what it says on the tin.
I don't know if you said, but what's in it for us?
We could reward you with coin or discounts in shops. The adventurers would speak for themselves. There's always the chance of grand treasure. You're out and about solving problems.
I'd like when you said coin. That'll be fine.
We would, of course, if you said yes, we would provide you all with some coin to start with, and then successful ventures would, of course, yield more coin. Also, I'm sure that your respective churches would smile very, very warmly on the attempts to spread the word to heathen lands.
Forcible conversions are going to be up 200%.
I didn't hear that part. Just so you know, this is sort of a not particularly off-the-books job, but not very many people know of it. The Saint Sister, of course, she makes the sign, and she says, myself, the head of the town's watch, and that's mostly it.
Technically, this is illegal.
Just how deniable are our assets?
You have symbols that represent the town, so there is...
Oh, right, yeah, so not especially.
There is, of course, some acknowledgement of your actions there, but we would prefer not to worry the townspeople here with knowledge of how potentially bleak our situation could be if our supply issues are not resolved soon.
Right, so we won't broadcast the fact that things are bad, which would be counterproductive to getting trade in the first place. But can you get like a clerk or somebody with ready skills to annotate all the things that are trade goodie worthy that you can export, that you're willing to trade, part with, etc.?
I can have that written up, yes.
We're also a port town, so we can sort of sell our geography to some extent. It's a hell of a lot easier to move stuff over water than over land.
Very much so, especially if the things we've heard about the lands further south are... It's all rumor. It's said that the further south you go, things become much less pleasant.
That's a great cop-out. It is said that this...
You all know of the wars between the deities in the previous decades and centuries, yes? I'm sure you must have at least heard second-hand tales, or...
Yeah, Voltus just nods.
It is said that some of those bodies still remain. Some of the weapons are still buried in the ground. Some of the wounds that the lands have suffered have not yet healed. And that where such great energies seep into the land, great beasts emerge to protect it or take it for themselves. We're not sure. I would recommend you probably stay closer to the shore. For now.
Until, you're level 5, maybe 6.
If you get to a loading screen, you've probably gone too far.
Invisible walls prevent you from guarding
Target
farther.
at least one enemy in every zone, and you will know when you are in the bad place. Also, if you get to the Barrens, turn the chat off.
Yeah.
So she slides a box out from one of the pockets in her flowy coat, puts it in the middle of the table and opens it up, and inside it are 6 necklaces with a symbol on an amulet. Bill, what does the amulet look like for what is like the town symbol for First Conquest?
An upside-down triangle.
But what side's up?
Exactly.
I don't know what that means.
Is there anything in the triangle, or is it just a triangle?
There's an eye.
There's a...
And now we're the Illuminati.
Yep. We're upside down.
Oh, we're upside down.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
She says, will you do this for the town? Will you do this to help spread the word of your gods? Will you do this to help ensure the survival of First Conquest?
Where do I sign?
Simply take the amulet.
He's already taken it. Like, as she says that, simply take the amulet, he's already got it
Simply
and sort
take
of tying it around his neck.
Good, you've done it. Okay. Anyone else?
Well, yeah. Brooks never shied from forcibly converting the heathens and, gone out to enact bloody conquest, so Rook will take the icon and hold it aloft to make a da-da-da-da sound.
God, item! I just found a button.
Damn it, we've got to figure out some other way to troll. Hey.
We just
Hold
we
on,
just
hold on.
start writing chat
Signs.
on the map.
Yeah.
I'm
that's-
moving you guys to a different
Back to
screen
that.
than I'm looking at.
Huh, Chris didn't want to hear about penises. All right.
Strange. He seems to be all about them most of the time.
You know me. Stupid for dicks.
Don't edit that out.
I'm not. So, anybody else going to take up the quest?
Well, if Rook is, then Bill is obviously going to take up the quest.
Obviously.
Obviously. As somebody writes weirdly on the screen.
Okay, just ignore that, please. Oracle reach out his hand as if to take one and then say, "And our starting expenses."
Those will be provided in the morning along with the ledger that you all asked for.
Okay, and I'll take one.
She says, I know one of your previous traveling companions. I've already approached him with this proposal, and he said yes, but I didn't have the amulets on hand. It was a production issue. This is some of the last metal in the town, you see. So they're very precious in multiple ways. So whenever you see him again, if you could give him this, it would be very much appreciated.
Certainly.
And she looks over at Sam. She says, I'm sorry I don't have one for your dog? Wolf dog? Your animal. But would you take one?
See, this is the problem when you don't read the chat. I stopped paying attention.
So you are being offered a chance to participate in the glorious exploitation of town.
I got into my lesson plan, and there was just too much talking, and I have no idea what she asked
We're
us
basically
to
going
do,
to go around
so-
being cheerleaders for First Conquest.
I don't really care about the 10 that much.
Regionals are Friday.
we
You
confer
better
from
have
people.
that routine learned by Tuesday.
I'm probably going to go with the no because I really don't care that much about talking to people about things that aren't directly related to my skill base.
Renee, you've got to go to the town over and steal their routine.
Do I get to egg their teacher's car while I'm at it?
Yes, that's part of it.
Sweet, okay.
Only if you succeed in a ranger check to find eggs. Free range organic only.
Free ranger.
Yes.
We could probably use a skilled tracker for navigating deserts and to different cities. And
Rook will pay you, and you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Right. I mean, I don't have a problem with tracking, but I can't see Sam wanting to be involved with conversing to people about the town. That's you guys can do whatever you want once we get there. I'm gonna step out of that.
It's fair.
She also says, I regret to inform you all that our maps of the region are woefully inadequate and, for the most part, non-existent.
Hmm.
We
I have faith.
When we came to take First Conquest from its previous inhabitants, we had a basic map of the coast where we landed, and that was about it. And since we've mostly stuck to ourselves, we know where First Conquest is, and we know of the Mirthless Marsh, and much of the areas outside of that are a mystery. At best, we have hazy details that can lead to some understanding of.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we can handle ourselves out there.
We are more than happy to charge you for mimicking services as well.
We done fucked up and dropped our GPS off the boat when we landed.
That's
It's a real bitch to find a Radio Shack out here.
It's a real bitch to find a Radio Shack anywhere.
Oh!
was quite an enthusiastic
All right.
response. I don't
Nailed
think Chris
it.
like Radio Shack very much.
I've been to a Radio Shack in the last year?
Really?
Yeah, I guess it was a year ago.
Oh gosh, see, I always avoid Radio Shack because they always look at me like I'm stupid, and then they never know what I'm talking about, even though I know exactly what I'm looking for.
They look at you like you're stupid because why are you coming into a Radio Shack?
Probably.
There goes our Radio Shack sponsorship.
No.
Not both of their dollars.
Oh no! Whatever will we do?
That was great, Andrew.
We'll have to sell overpriced cables by ourselves.
We're gonna get a DM on the podcast Twitter that says, "Hey, fuck you."
I'm very okay with this, and I will publicly respond personally.
Did you guys hear about the podcast / Radio Shack Twitter battle?
Something like, "I'm sorry, who are you, and why are you relevant to me in 2015?"
But they have knowledgeable staff that will look down their nose at you for no extra charge at all.
Oh shit, David exists.
He's
That's a
always
lie.
existed. Not always existed,
On the forums.
but he exists
If
now.
you-
He's existed for a
If you
number of
erase
years.
his anime, though, does he ever was really existed?
A fine line by Jaden
He's one of the
Smith.
great constants of the universe.
Okay, well, once he loads up,
Once David loads up, once his AI syncs up with our podcast,
Alright, are we finished up with this scene then?
yeah, I guess.
No, not until you steal something for her, because that's your thing.
I have other things to steal. That's why I want to go to my next scene here.
He's
Okay.
already prepared
stealing.
his stealing for next.
She says, "Let's meet tomorrow at the same place that you all met this morning. Hopefully, the weather will be better. Thankfully, it'll be last day, so that will be a good omen for this venture.
The fuck is she
The
talking?
last day of every month is called last day,
I know.
and it's good for traveling.
I know.
So why are you saying what the fuck is she talking about?
Rook doesn't.
I'm telling everybody who's listening that you need to be a little bit less of a butt.
Man, you just.
Gosh,
I
Mike, you're
made this
terrible
calendar, guys.
stand-in for our listening audience.
Listen to my calendar.
Yes, please
This
listen to my
calendar is so
calendar.
good.
Rub it against different surfaces and see what it has to tell you.
Bill instinctively dives in front of Rook.
If it tells you to burn things, ignore it.
The life expectancy advent calendar.
Jesus.
Do not want.
Okay. So she says, "Let's meet outside of the gates tomorrow, or at the same place we met today. Let's meet there tomorrow, and I will have your starting stipend, as well as the best ledger I can make in the amount of time with our trade goods. Anyway, the drinks are on me, so stay warm, and until I see you again, may the Saint Sister provide you her blessing."
Voltus insists on paying because fucking hospitality.
Rook laughs. Having seen this before, Rook laughs and laughs and laughs.
So are you insisting on paying with the no coins that you have?
He's got a small
I don't know.
coin.
Like, yeah, I probably have some starting money.
Orc assumed that he'd have to pay, so he already ditched.
There's just a cartoon dust cloud outline of where Oric was
No,
sitting.
there's just the cardboard stand-up.
The portable rogue. sitting where he was-
That's how Voltus makes his money. He has patented and sells the portable rogue.
Okay, so you spin around and you grunt real hard and you throw these rocks where you were standing and then you run away. It totally works, trust me.
Spinning and grunting, huh?
Keeps demons away. You haven't seen any demons around here, have you?
Voltus, your monthly stipend from the church is, let's say, like 10 coin. All this the ale and snacks cost 2.
Jesus Christ! That's like 2 days worth of food.
You're expected to get most
Well, this
of
is the
your
expensive one.
meals and stuff from the church. They expect you to go there for food and room and board. Is food board? What's board?
The place where you sleep.
Well, isn't that room?
No.
Oh, you sleep in the room on the
Lodging.
board.
I think board has to do with the.
Okay, according to
Plate?
my college tuition and expenses, board does not have a goddamn thing to do with food.
Room and board describes a situation where, in exchange for money, labor, or other considerations, a person is provided with a place to live as well as meals. In some countries, this
Okay.
is translated literally as room and food.
Board may refer to the table at which food is served.
If you sleep on the table,
Oh,
then it counts for
There's a
both.
half board and a full
Nice.
board. Half board.
And in the US, the board is debt.
Half pipe.
Half-Life.
Oh, breakfast at a bread and breakfast in Quebec. I've fallen into Wikipedia.
It's a hard place to drag yourself out from.
This guy's jaw beard is terrible. Look at this.
So,
Jawbeard?
minimizing chat
Yeah,
again.
check this shit out.
Okay.
So, Oric, after you pieced out from not wanting to pay the bill. Is there anything you wanted to do in town?
Yes, I need to break into my aunt's house.
Okay. It's been a few hours, so it's probably like 2 p.m. at this point. Your aunt's house is on the other end of town, so it would probably be like half an hour or so to get there.
There are 17 guards stationed outside with AK-47s. The perimeter wall is currently set to electric.
The area she lives in is normally kind of one of the more quiet neighborhoods, and with the addition of the heavy snowfall that is coming down, there is virtually nobody out on the streets today.
Okay, right now, since it's daytime, I just want to go into the house like I belong there.
Are you going to barge in or like knock on the door or?
I'm just going to try the door to see if it's open. I'm not going to I will try not to make noise.
Okay.
But I will not, try to act like a rogue breaking into a house.
She's got a back door that leads out to a common alley that a lot of the houses share with like a small garden plot sort of thing, like a communal one. And there's also just the front door that leads out to the main avenue. Which one did you want to try first?
I'll go through the back door.
Classic Adam.
Yes.
It appears to be locked. If you want to give me a discern realities, you could check the surroundings and see if there's anything that may be helpful.
I'm assuming I'm just going to pop the lock quickly, I think, using tricks of the trade.
Go for it.
Not 1d20, it's 2d6.
Those are different in every way.
11.
Very nice. All right, so yeah, you use your lockpick set and your years of training in breaking into shit to deftly unlock the pins in this lock, and you open the door.
With the key you found under the welcome mat.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to head in and I'm going to, assuming I have a general knowledge of the layout of this house, I've probably been here before. I know for sure at least once, but probably more often in the past.
Currently, you are in the kitchen area. There's a main hallway that connects it to the front of the house, where you hear some light snoring. The kitchen, there is the bubbling pot of stew on the fire.
How do lights snore?
And
oh god, save Stu, he's on the stove.
Off of the main hallway, you've got the front room at the end, and then on the left you have some bedrooms, and the right you have a outcrop sort of room that has a hole in the bottom of the floor, which is the bathroom.
Oh, I didn't know where you're going with that. So she probably doesn't have a study, does she?
It's mostly just bedrooms. There's a small. Her bedroom has some bookshelves and stuff on it.
I'm gonna head into the bedroom and look through where she would probably be keeping something, I guess, more valuable in this case. I think she has like a small chest or something, and then looking at the books too for my parents' journal.
Yeah. So in her room, the bed is still made for 2 people. There is only one crude-looking nightstand with, it looks like some sort of jewelry box on it. That is locked. There is a bookshelf kind of across the room from the bed. It's got various, looks like a few cookbooks, a couple journals, and there is a small closet with some pretty basic clothes in it.
Basic clothes like those fur boots.
It's Uggs.
Yes, Uggs.
I'm gonna quickly page through the journals to see if any of them belong to my father.
There's one that is written in a more flowy script, and then there is one that is a lot more kind of quick and scrawled, and it reminds you a lot of the way your father used to write.
I'll pocket that one, and this is where it's gonna all go very, very wrong. But I'm gonna break into that jewelry box.
We'll need another tools of the trade.
A 7.
Okay. As you try to lock into place what you think is the last pin, you hear somebody wake up, and then you hear some stomping about on the wood floor. It sounds like it could be heading your way. So you've got just a few moments to decide. Do you want to force the lock open and grab what's in there and try your luck with whoever may be walking around, or do you want to cut your losses and roll out?
No, I'm going for broke. I'm gonna pop the lock quickly.
There is a snap. You're able to still force the lock open, but you're going to need a new lock pick. You find a small jade figurine that your mother used to have and there is a pocket sundial, something that your father used to always work on. He tried to get it tuned just right. Some sort of basic iron that had some gold worked into it. So you want to grab both of those?
Yeah, I'll grab both those and then try to edge my way to the door to see if someone's around.
You peek out the doorway into the hallway, and you see Griff kind of walking in the hallway, scratching his ass, and he stops when he sees you with your head poking out of his mom's doorway.
Okay.
He says, "Oh, hey, man, you come for lunch? Stew's almost ready."
No, I just wanted to come see you guys. Might be my last day in town for a while. I just wanted to say bye.
Oh, well, yeah, Mom's not here. She went to the neighbor's house to go show her how to make bread. I don't know. Her husband used to do it, and he died, so she's showing her how to make bread. Hopefully she brings some. Stew's better with bread. I'll tell her you stopped by, though. And then he holds out his hand to, like, shake your hand with the hand that isn't trying to figure out how crutches work, since he's only got the one leg.
Yeah, I'll shake it. Yeah,
So that's the ass scratch.
I'll
Yep.
say. Well, we didn't exactly part on good terms last time.
That's family, man. You know, we're supposed to I don't know, love each other or whatever. So, you know, well, she'll get over it. She usually does. Not usually when it involves you, but
Yeah.
I'll warm her up. It's fine, man. Good luck
Thanks,
on
Griff. whatever
you're doing. I don't suppose you can tell me what it is, huh?
No,
It's a mission from God.
save the world, or at least the town.
Well, don't take this the wrong way, but that's kind of a new sort of job set for you. So,
Oh, I'm getting
hopefully that
paid.
works out. Oh, figures. Cool. Yeah. All right. All right, man. Well, have a great time. Hopefully, don't get eaten. You know, and when you come back, I'll buy you an ale, or if you're rich, you could buy me two.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, have a good luck. Wait, how'd you? Never mind. It's fine. See you later, man.
I'll set out.
You hear him stomp towards the bathroom, and the door latches closed as you leave.
And then I'll head out back wherever I'm staying for the night.
Do you have a house or a permanent residence here, or have you just been sort of one of the long-term inhabitants of one of the inns?
I probably have some small place to call my own. Whether I properly own it or not, I'm not exactly sure right now. But I do have my own corner.
One of the finer jobs is squatting. History's oldest profession. Gee, I don't even want to know what is going on with all this shit in the chat. So, do the rest of you want to do anything before? Oh, David, are you in the chat now, or the mumble?
David, if you can hear us, move the Ouija.
Or just type in chat, yeah.
I'm getting a strong feeling that David is nearby.
It's going real fast. It says "fuck Mike, fuck
My
Mike,
God,
fuck
Mike,
Mike,
he's
fuck
right
Mike."
behind
It just caught on fire and flew out the window.
Apparently, our mic is working.
The Dark Primus is coming from inside the house.
David has come too.
Hey, that's something I necessarily need to know, but thanks.
Then you can add hardware engineer to your resume.
Oric, are you going to keep those things that you pocketed, or are you going to try to sell any of them? That jade figurine is probably worth some coin.
I'm gonna keep them for now.
Okay.
Be a little sentimental.
That's so sweet. Anybody else want to do anything in town? Or
Vultus is going to tell Victus to make sure the town is fine in his absence. Victus being that lady that he was helping train. She's one of the new recruits.
she salutes and says she will do her best to make you proud.
See that you do.
Yes, sir. I will endeavor to make you happy as well as our god. More so our god. Sorry, but you.
Like a gentleman.
Wow. So, Zarko, you awaken from an extended rest, let's say. The whole speaking with the dead that you were hired to do takes a lot of energy out of you. When you come to, you realize that you have missed the scheduled time for everybody to meet back up. Are you going to try and seek anybody out, or just wait till the next morning and try to find them?
I'm trying to think of who would Zarko think is the most easy person to find? Who would be like, yes, I know exactly where this person would be.
Shout heretic in the
I
act.
was going to say, you've got two religious types. You've got the sneaky one, the huntery one, and the fighty,
Yeah, I'll go
mostly drunk one.
Dive bar one.
I'll go to the bar and see if he's laying down on the bar.
Doing some Coyote Ugly dance moves on
That's
the
what I say. One of the ugly in Coyote Ugly.
Bill, are you at the bar that night?
So, of course, boasting about my previous adventures, getting people to buy me drinks and food.
Okay. So what do you do when you see Zarko walk in?
Sober up.
Bill's got a
Grab a pot of coffee and just down it.
So you two bump into each other.
How's it going?
come here often.
You come here very often?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm my other duties, I'm afraid, took longer than I had. And
Duties.
yes, very good. Was anything of importance discussed with the others that we went on that errand with?
I just got back.
Back from where?
You're pretty nosy.
I see. It's a private matter.
It is. I guess. I was actually across the street. I forgot where y'all went, and I went in the other direction. But don't tell the other guys that.
My lips are sealed.
I don't believe that.
It's a figure of speech.
How do you figure a speech?
How long have you been drinking here today?
How long have you not been drinking here?
You got Roberted.
Zarko
David,
simply
you
narrows
just
his
fucked
eyes and looks at him for a while, not saying anything. And he says, I need a drink. I need a drink somewhere away from you. Zarko walks away.
Suddenly, Rick walks into the bar. Oh, Zarko, we've been looking for you. Quick! Oh, god damn it! Bill's drinking again.
Bill's still drinking again.
It's very hard to keep you safe when you're drinking all the time. Or actually, maybe that's better.
Bill dives in front of Rook.
Okay.
Get down, Mr. President.
Okay, come on. Just keep diving this way. We're on our way out of town. We're basically going to try to find people to trade with First Conquest. And it's going to be more exciting than it sounds, I swear. We're probably going to kill some heathens. There might be some forced conversions. It'll be a good time.
I don't think Zarko's a fan of those things.
Rook doesn't know.
To Rook, everyone is a fan of those things.
I think that I think that's establishing trade routes and trying to spread civilization everywhere is all well and good, but in my experience, forcing people to convert to a religion doesn't result in very happy followers or gods.
Also, I was going to put this in the chat, but I think it should be said out loud. Since Bill doesn't really believe that Zarko is capable of protecting himself, he's kind of upplaying how drunk he is and kind of eyeing the bar and the surroundings to see if there's anything that could be a threat to him.
Give me a discern realities check.
Great.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Bill probably thinks he's great at it.
That's true.
Nice.
Okay, I got a 5. Maybe Bill actually is drunk.
So the good news for that is you get to mark an XP.
Yay.
Bad news is you don't get to ask any questions, and I get to do a thing.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
While you're trying to eye up the bar, you fail to notice someone coming real close to you and pouring something in your drink.
This bartender just gave me an extra shot. That was real nice of him. Chug it.
Rook and Zarko, you do see a weird purplish fluid added to this drink.
And who did that?
With the mob
Right.
of people, that part is hard to tell.
Are you sure that happens? Because I'm going to have to do the thing that I do.
Oh yeah, somebody pour something
All
in your
right,
drink.
here we go.
What's the thing
Yep.
that he did?
All right, stop. I find the guy that does that.
Are you trying to discern realities?
Yes.
All right, you got a 13, which means you get to ask 3 of the following questions. What happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control here? And what here is not what it appears to be?
Which guy slipped the drink into? Who's trying to give Bobby the Mickey?
This suddenly turns into a 1920s novel. Somebody slipped him the Mickey.
There's somebody who's trying really hard to look inconspicuous. They are conspicuously inconspicuous and trying to push their way through the people in the dive bar to get to the door. So they're actually moving closer to you right now.
Great. So I don't think Magic Missile can miss, right?
Cast it.
Roll to see if you cast it successfully, but if it
Okay.
casts successfully, it doesn't miss.
By the way,
I mean, it's got miss in the name.
by the way, Zarko would like to do something also.
Zarko, feel free to do something as Rook casts Enchant Weapon and
Yeah,
moves to intercept.
Zarko's going to act like he was jostled and sort of fall forward to the bar so that he lightly touches Bill's drink, and he's going to cast Prestidigitation to make it taste like cat piss so that he doesn't actually drink it.
I was about to say, I'm pretty glad that y'all are both interfering, but
Have you met
nobody's
Bill?
trying to stop Bill from actually drinking the drink.
Well, see, Zarko thinks that you're really
Yeah.
drunk, so like trying to overtly stop you is not going to work. But if it tastes terrible, you're not going to drink it.
Ah, yes, my cat piss. You served it up perfectly, sir.
It is lukewarm as ordered.
Let's say it tastes like cat piss, and the cat was eating, some stuff that maybe it shouldn't have been eating.
Asparagus.
Also, it had a venereal disease.
This just keeps
Do
getting
you
worse
know
and
how to
worse.
make that?
Exactly
How to
as
make something taste like that?
Zarko's had some practice with alchemy, so he's experienced with a lot of very bad smells. And really, with a really bad smell, you taste it too. So
Okay, as Bill is bringing the drink up to his face, is that a thing you have to cast successfully, or is that just a thing you can do?
I may have to cast it. It's a cantrip, but I was gonna say Chris is the rule meister here who could explain.
I didn't realize I was muted. Cantrips must also be cast, but they do not count towards your spell slots.
Right. That sounds familiar. So I guess I'll roll mine, and then we can have the other one rolled. Let's see, 2d6 plus intelligence. In 11.
That means you cast it successfully, and
So Bill brings it up to his face, but before it gets in his mouth, you can smell it, and then just pushes it aside.
Just shoots it back.
Shrugs. Yeah, whatever.
Cat piss of the dog that bit you.
Fucking what?
okay.
I like
Can
that
I change
label.
maps for you guys.
Yes, that fucking
I just kind
guy.
of threw this together. So there's a bunch of people in the bar. There's that fucking guy walking towards Rook, and then there's some other bar patrons. So your 11 changed the taste of the drink and the smell. Bill, you said you don't drink it?
No, not if it smells like cat piss.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
saying. I mean, it's just supposed to be really, unappealing.
Yeah, I hear you.
So ammonia is pretty unappealing to drink. So
I can imagine. Okay. And Rook, you said you were going to magic missile this dude?
No, I'm just gonna move to intercept him.
He bumps into you, takes a step back, and goes, "Excuse me, Gov, you're blocking the door."
Hey, listen.
Hey.
Did you just slip some purple shit into that guy's drink?
Purple shit? No?
Purple liquid?
No. Not me.
Well, so I kind of
Why'd
saw
I do
that you
that?
did. I don't know, but I have ways of making you talk, so why don't you just admit it and we can get this over clearly?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah?
I'm just trying to get out. Ran out
Yeah?
of coin.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stay with me for a while. Nobody gets to leave until we figure out what's going on.
Oh no, it's fine. I gotta go to a place.
No, you gotta stay here.
Zarko's gonna sidle up behind the guy and say, I'd like to leave. Is there a problem?"
Yeah, this guy's trying to leave.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm leaving too, and I'll put my arm around his shoulder. Let's leave together.
Yeah, I came with this guy. Let's let us go, huh?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
I give Rook a wink when the guy's not looking at me.
Okay. I guess that checks out then.
Right. Have a good night. As Zarko goes through the doorway with him, He's immediately going to try to break into a sprint and get the hell out of there. Zarko, you've got you notice him tensing up as you walk through the doorway.
Yeah, I've got my arm on him, so I'm just gonna try and trip him.
Okay. I guess that would be hack and slash.
Wizard judo.
Hack and slash. Okay.
Yes, if anything melee wise. Your strength is real good with the -1. 5. So you've got one of 3 choices. Either you trying to trip him is going to leave with you getting hit, or you take a spill and land on your face, or you take a spill and drop something.
I'll take a hit, as then that'll give Rook free reign to butt in and go after the guy.
Yeah. So you trip him up, and as he is falling onto his ass, he grabs a small dagger out of a sheath at his belt and tries to slash at you with it. So roll me a d6.
D6. Okay.
And after you roll that, subtract your armor from it.
Let me check what I guess I should just roll it first. A 2.
2. Your armor is 1, so you
Yes.
take 1 whole damage.
Okay. Could be worse.
Yep. So Rook, are you still at the door to where you can see all this happening?
Oh yeah, Rook has not gone far.
You hear a clatter, and you look behind you. There is the dude from earlier trying to scrabble away on his hands.
Does Zarko look like he has it under control?
I don't know, Zarko. Do you think you have it under control?
Probably not. I'm kind of like jumping back, trying not to get stabbed.
He's too close for guns.
Stop right. I'll shoot.
No. And he's going to scrabble and try to run away.
All right, I'll just shoot him.
Okay. Magic missile?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll it. 8. All right. So it is cast, but you choose one. You draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. Your casting distances you from your deity, so you take -1 ongoing to cast a spell until you commune with your deity. Or
I'll just forget it for now.
Okay. What the fuck are those?
Projected pure magic spring from your fingers deal 2d4 damage to one target.
All right. Roll your 2d4.
5.
Nice. Okay. That is enough to pierce straight through the armor this guy's wearing and murder him.
Well, he's not dead yet, right?
He's pretty dead.
He's not dead.
Look what you've done.
He coughs up blood, and as he is gurgling, he puts 2 fingers up to his lips and he whistles. And some footsteps on the rooftops nearby. And we're going to end the session, or the episode here. Thank you, everybody, for downloading this episode of That D&D Podcast. Stay tuned to the next episode where we see who those feet belong to. Is it good guys? Is it bad guys? You'll have to wait 7-ish days and find out.
If you think it's good, guys,
Press 1 now.
no, tweet hashtag it's the cops.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah,
I'm just doing that D&D talkback sort of thing here.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I like it. Do it.
If you think it's people here to aid them.
Do hashtag it's the cops or hashtags it's the crooks.
Anyway, yeah, so check out the show notes for a link to our Obsidian Portal page with episode synopses, a wiki, which we will probably work on at some point, a map of the world, character sheets, and that sort of fun stuff. It is, at least the wiki, I think, should be editable by anybody. So if you guys feel like getting in on the ground floor on this whole wiki thing and want to give us a hand, that'd be super.
That D&D podcast is released under Creative Commons 2.0 Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivative License. Tell your friends about us, don't chop up the good stuff, and don't sell our work. The intro music is The Last Ones by Jahzzar, that's Jahzzar. It can be found at the Free Music Archive. The outro music is Kopeika, Kopeika, by Et, that's ET_, and can also be found at the Free Music Archive. All other copyrighted content is owned by their associated copyright holder.